Hey guys, Kevin here. Now, I didn't want to talk about this. I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I've seen a lot of people celebrating the fact that Bitcoin Private has entered the top 25 in the market cap and cryptocurrency. If you go to coinmarketcap.com, you'll see Bitcoin Private at number 24. Unfortunately, it isn't actually accurate. And if you followed the fork of Bitcoin Private, if you followed what was happening before the coin was launched, you'll know that it isn't actually accurate. Now, in my last video, I talked about the price of Bitcoin Private, and it's doing really well. You know, the price was as low as, you know, dollar-wise, like $14 a few weeks ago, and now it's sitting at, you know, just 2 weeks later, it's at $51.85. It's doing very, very well. And if you look at CoinMarketCap, look at that. Number 24, even ahead of Zcash. So it's got over $1 billion market cap because of the current price. And, you know, if you go onto Twitter, you're going to see a lot of people celebrating this. This is just a small selection of tweets that I saw today on my Twitter account. BTCP rank on CMC lately proves to all the community it's much more effective and much more important than large exchanges. Becky is someone who follows me on Twitter, and I believe she follows me on YouTube as well. She's talking about Bitcoin Private going for the elusive top 20 spot. There's another comment here talking about the overtaking huge competitors. It's number 25 at the time there. And there's another one. And there's another one. And if you go on Twitter, or, you know, if you look at on, you know, Discord groups, Telegram groups, you'll see a lot of people celebrating the fact that this, you know, Bitcoin Private is at number 24 right now. Just search for Bitcoin Private or BTCP and CMC. You'll see a lot of people talking about this. Unfortunately, as I said, it isn't actually accurate. This market cap is based on the circulating supply multiplied by the price. So you get 20.4 million multiplied by $51.85. You get this figure here. Circulating supply multiplied by the Bitcoin value, and you get this 118,000 Bitcoin. And that's why this is so high. But the reality is that this circulating supply isn't correct. So if we go back to what was happening a few months ago, go back to the fork of Bitcoin Private. Bitcoin Private was forked from Zed Classic and Bitcoin, and you were offered a 1-to-1 ratio for either of those coins. So if you had one Bitcoin, you got one Bitcoin Private. If you had one Zed Classic, you got one Bitcoin Private. So most people, you know, they stocked up on Zed Classic. If we jump over to the Bitcoin Private website, you go to the white paper, and then we'll scroll down to chapter 2, fork methodology. And if you go down to this part down here, the snapshot of Bitcoin and Zed Classic is set for the first blocks timestamped at 5 PM UTC on February 28, 2018, with the fork mainnet launch occurring approximately 2 days later. After launch, there will be approximately 700,000 mineable Bitcoin Private. A starting block reward of 1.5625 Bitcoin Private has been selected, along with a halving of every 210,000 blocks, approximately 1 year. However, if this experiment proves unsuccessful, an alternate plan can be implemented, which is outlined in section 7. What they're talking about here is the fact that because of the circulating supply of Bitcoin, which is, you know, right now it's close to 17 million. It was obviously less a few months ago. Zed Classic at the time, I believe, what was it? It's at 3.8 million just now, but it was obviously less a few months ago. So the circulating supply from day one was largely based on the fact that Bitcoin and Zed Classic had high circulating supplies, especially Bitcoin. Bitcoin had like 16-17 million. So that is why from the very first day that Bitcoin Private was launched, you had this high circulating supply. And that's what this white paper is talking about, if it proves unsuccessful here. In my opinion, it hasn't been successful, because what's happened is, because there's so little coins out there to mine, the block reward is very, very low, which means from a mining point of view, it's not been worth the mine. It's been very, very unprofitable. And it's kind of hurt the coin in many ways because there's a low hash rate. So that is something they need to address, but it is something that they plan for. If you go down to section 7, as they say here, and if you look up here, as stated in section 2, the low amount of mineable Bitcoin Private remaining after the fork could cause some problems, including extremely low network hash rate. A possible solution is to offer the removal of coins that remain on move from before the fork. If this implementation is chosen, approximately 0.14% of all unmoved Bitcoin private coins from the fork would be removed daily over the course of 2 years. In this scenario, Bitcoin private coins would be removed equally across all wallets. Each wallet with unmoved Bitcoin private will lose approximately 0.14% of its coins per day for 2 years. This methodology would free up a significant portion of coins from miners while giving ample time for users to move their fork coins. Furthermore, the low percentage of daily removal should prevent any shock to the market cap occurring. What they're talking about is the fact that, you know, basically the current circulating supply, best way to look at it is it's kind of artificially inflated right now. It's, you know, I can see why they did what they did, but this figure isn't real. The fact is, the true circulating supply, the true number of Bitcoin private coins in Bitcoin private wallets and on exchanges, it could be 3 million, it could be 3.5 million, it could be 4 million, it could be less than 3 million. We don't know at this time because, you know, they've given a grace period for people to claim their coins. But you have to remember how the fork was handled. A lot of exchanges didn't support the fork. So if you had Z Classic on an exchange and it didn't support the fork, you wouldn't have got Bitcoin private. You wouldn't have been eligible. If you had Z Classic in a hardware wallet or a software wallet that wasn't supporting the fork, you know, you had wallets like Konami supporting the fork, but most wallets didn't. So you had to put it into the official wallet, or Konami, or, you know, one that was supported. But there wasn't a lot of software wallets or hardware wallets that supported the fork. And if you had your Z Classic there at the time, you wouldn't have got any Bitcoin private. But a bigger problem is the 16, 17 million coins of Bitcoin, because I would say that most of the people that had Z Classic knew about the fork and they knew about how to claim their Bitcoin private coins. That isn't true with Bitcoin, because a lot of people with Bitcoin, they would have been keeping their Bitcoin on exchanges that didn't support the fork. They'd have their Bitcoin on hardware wallets, software wallets, perhaps on paper, perhaps just memorize the private keys stored in a safe somewhere. They weren't caring about this fork at all, because there's forks of Bitcoin all the time. So they weren't really caring. So they didn't claim their Bitcoin private coins, and they weren't eligible to either because their money was, well, it was somewhere that it wasn't supported. So the whole point of all this is this circulating supply should be between, I suspect, between 2.5 million and 4 million. I don't know. That's my guess. I don't know yet. But say it was 4 million, you know, and you multiply it by this price, that would drop Bitcoin private from, you know, position 24 down to, well, probably around the 80 to 90 mark. And that's assuming a very high circulating supply for Bitcoin private. It could be much lower, guys. It could even be out of the top 100. Now, don't, you know, if I, you know, my previous video, someone might say I'm a Bitcoin private shill, and I'm sure in this video, someone will say I'm trying to promote fear. I'm not, guys. But we need to be realistic. Everyone's celebrating the fact that this, you know, the market cap is over 1 billion and that they're up to position 24. Now, I realise that getting into this kind of area of coin market cap brings the attention of the coin to a lot of people that perhaps didn't know about the coin before. And, you know, so a lot of people might start mining it, or they might start buying it. But let's not kid ourselves. This market cap isn't right. This circulating supply isn't right. And the true circulating supply of the coin isn't going to be correct until they've reclaimed all those coins and put them back into circulation. Personally, you know, I would have preferred a shorter grace period for those coins, and then just made all the coins mineable. But they've chosen to put them back into circulation at 0.14%. Now, from a marketing point of view, from a price point of view, that kind of makes sense, because right now Bitcoin private is down at 24. Now, without doubt, you know what the market's like. You know, they respond to rumors, it responds to fear. If you had to remove all those coins that weren't there and it dropped down by 16, 17 million, this market cap would go all the way down to 150, 200,000. This would plummet down the rankings, and people would start selling the coin, and people would panic, they'd sell. It would really hurt the coin. And what they're doing is actually smart, because they're putting the coins back in at 0.14% per day. So they're reclaiming 0.14% per day for 2 years until the circulating supply is correct. And that's smart to avoid any kind of crash. So it protects investors, it protects miners and all that. That makes sense. But essentially what this means is that this emergency plan, or plan B, this has to come into action later this year. I believe August is the month that they chose. And until all of these unclaimed coins are actually claimed at this rate of 0.14%, then this circulating supply is incorrect. So until all of those coins are reclaimed, this figure is always going to be false in my eyes, and in the eyes of the developers as well. So I appreciate why a lot of Bitcoin private ambassadors and enthusiasts are very excited about the fact that they've reached the top 25, but you have to appreciate, well, you have to realize the reality that that circulating supply isn't correct, and because of that, the market cap isn't correct. So yeah, whilst it's good it's in the top 25 from a marketing point of view and all that, it isn't actually true. So bear that in mind, guys. I realise I'm telling a lot of people something that they already know, and if you've read the Bitcoin private white paper, you will know that all of this is true. But I think if you look on Twitter, a lot of people are getting carried away with this, because the price went up. And I think I needed to inject a touch of realism back into this, because we're all celebrating the fact that the market cap is so high. But is it? So guys, thanks for watching. I will link to all these pages and you can check them out, and in particular you should check out the white paper. It's all there in black and white, guys. So I'm not trying to promote fear, if that's what you're going to say. But yeah, Bitcoin private is doing very well. I personally don't think the circulating supply is going to hurt the price anytime soon, but it does hurt it from a mining point of view. So hopefully they reclaim the coins and they increase the block reward, but that's something I can talk about in another video one day. So thanks for watching, guys. Please do leave a comment below and I'll speak to you all in the next one. Take care.